It's my last day in Fiji, and I thought I'd do the wrap up in the beautiful weather that I'm experiencing. If you can see the background, very nice. So I've done some really quick videos about anxiety, about how it presents, how hypnotherapy can help, how there's tools that you can be taught to support a calm mind. And I know this for certain because that was my journey into hypnotherapy, anxiety. So I'm going to do a quick wrap up of what I spoke about. It's by no means exhaustive, and it's not scripted. I just did it. There's no pre-plan with it. So I've probably missed a few things, and I apologize for that. Certainly if you work with me, there will be a lot more in-depth talking about your particular circumstance, because everyone's different, right? So the first thing I started with is it's important to know it's a feeling, and feelings come and go. Try to reframe it if you're talking about my anxiety. So don't own it. That's quite disempowering. If you're owning it, it's less likely that you're going to be able to release it, especially in a hypnotherapy session. So oftentimes where anxiety is coming up for us because we spend a lot of time thinking about and worrying about the future or stressing about the past. And so being mindful is really critical to managing an anxious mind. Also, understanding the root cause of why it's there. It's sometimes linked to issues in childhood. We have implicit memories that we lock in, and it plays out subconsciously for us. And oftentimes it's a feeling that's just trying to protect us. So doing the deeper dive, whether you do that by yourself or you get a good hypnotherapist, or if you don't feel comfortable with hypnotherapy to start with, you can do the conscious talk therapy. But just know that you probably won't get to the deeper subconscious levels with just simply talk therapy. Also knowing that anxiety is actually a gift. It's information for us that we can work with. So awareness is key. And often what happens is we want to push those yucky feelings away. What we want to do is actually look at it and explore it compassionately and without judgment. It's giving us some really great information, whether it's your surroundings that are making you anxious and something can be adjusted, or something can be adjusted in the way you are perceiving the world, or like I said, some healing of the inner child, the implicit memories from the past. So acknowledging that it's telling us stuff. And as I mentioned to you earlier as well, the body-mind link has become more and more noticed and acknowledged in medicine and other modalities, because invariably the body brings up physiological features because our mind is overactive. So anxiety can present in a number of ways. For me, it was shallow breathing, and I was diagnosed with some breathing difficulties and given an inhaler, which was the wrong thing to do, but that was a while ago now. For other people, it might be that they have other physiological effects. So there is the mind-body link that we have to be mindful of. The other thing is that understanding that hypnotherapy can help with those triggers, the past, and helping you also to be mindful. That's why hypnotherapy is amazing, because it just guides you into a mindful moment. But it doesn't need to be long. You can actually have micro moments during the day where you're mindful. So it might be that you do the 4-7-8 breathing technique that I taught you. It might be that you just look out on the beautiful view that you've got in front of you. If you're sitting near the water, blue mind is a thing. It facilitates a mindful state and a meditative state. It might be that you like knitting, or you like creating, or colouring in is also a great way to be mindful. There's so many things, and I've got a whole series on that. If you're interested, let me know. When you are catching yourself going into the future state and the past state, just gently bring yourself back. You're human. There's nothing wrong with that. It's unfortunately we've just trained our brains wrong, and we've rewarded that kind of frantic mind. And what we need to do is retrain our brain, and it's easy to do. It sounds complicated, but it just requires repetition and a commitment, and you can absolutely do that. So if you notice that you're going in the future or the past, just bring yourself back, focus on something in the present moment, take a nice deep oxygenating breath into your belly. So what else did I talk about? I talked about anchoring a positive feeling, so that can be done in session, and I'm pretty sure I've done posts about that too. That's a really good way to help you be mindful in the moment by calling back a positive resource that you might have. The breathing, the hand on heart when you do your breathing, 4-7-8, breathing out longer than the inhalation. It's what shifts you from the sympathetic nervous system response to the parasympathetic nervous system response. So that's the peace, rest and digest. So rather than the stress response. We are chemical makers. Everything of the thoughts create these chemicals, in our body that don't support a non-anxious life. So do those things, manage your thoughts, manage your breathing. If you need help, then come and speak to me. I offer free 30-minute, no obligation consultations. If we've got time, I can take you through a little mini session, but generally 3 to 6 sessions is what's recommended for chronic anxiety. So, and we can have amazing results within that amount of time. And that's pretty much it that I covered. That was a lot of information. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please feel free to comment below or message me privately. I hope to speak to you soon.